Day 194, Exile, Isaiah 5-6, Tobit 5-6, Proverbs 10 verses 1-4. Let's begin. Isaiah 5:6. I will sing to my beloved the canticle of my paternal cousin, about his vineyard. A vineyard was made for my beloved, at the horn in the sun of oil. And he fenced it in, and he picked the stones out of it, and he planted it with the best vines, and he built a tower in the middle of it, and he set up a winepress within it. And he expected it to produce grapes, but it produced wild vines. Now then, inhabitants of Jerusalem and men of Judah, judge between me and my vineyard. What more should I have done for my vineyard that I did not do for it? Should I not have expected it to produce grapes, though it produced wild vines? And now, I will reveal to you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away its fence, and it will be plundered. I will pull down its wall, and it will be trampled. And I will make it desolate. It will not be pruned, and it will not be dug. And briars and thorns will rise up. And I will command the clouds not to rain upon it. For the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel. And the man of Judah is his delightful seedling. And I expected that he would do judgment, and behold iniquity, and that he would do justice, and behold an outcry. Woe to you who join house to house, and who combine field to field, even to the limits of the place. Do you intend to live alone in the midst of the earth? These things are in my ears, says the Lord of hosts. Otherwise, many houses, great and beautiful, will become desolate, without an inhabitant. Then 10 acres of vineyard will produce 1 small bottle of wine, and 30 measures of seed will produce 3 measures of grain. Woe to you who rise up in the morning to pursue drunkenness, and to drink even until evening, so as to be inflamed with wine. Harp and lyre and timbrel and pipe, as well as wine, are at your feasts. But you do not respect the work of the Lord, nor do you consider the works of his hands. Because of this, my people have been led away as captives, for they did not have knowledge, and their nobles have passed away from famine, and their multitudes have dried up from thirst. For this reason, hell has expanded its soul, and has opened its mouth without any limits. And their strong ones, and their people, and their exalted and glorious ones will descend into it. And man will be bowed down, and man will be humbled, and the eyes of the exalted will be brought low. And the Lord of hosts will be exalted in judgment, and the holy God will be sanctified in justice. And the lambs will pasture in proper order, and new arrivals will eat from the deserts turned into fertile lands. Woe to you who draw iniquity with cords of vanity, and who draw sin as if with the rope of a cart. And who say, let him hurry, and let his work arrive soon, so that we may see it. And let the plan of the Holy One of Israel approach and arrive, so that we may know it. Woe to you who call evil good, and good evil, who substitute darkness for light, and light for darkness, who exchange bitter for sweet, and sweet for bitter. Woe to you who are wise in your own eyes, and prudent in your own sight. Woe to you who are powerful at drinking wine, who are strong men in contriving inebriation. For you justify an impious man in exchange for bribes, and you carry away the justice of a just man from him. Because of this, as the tongue of fire devours stubble, and as the heat of a flame burns it completely, so will their root become like glowing embers, and so will their offshoot ascend like dust. For they have cast aside the law of the Lord of hosts, and they have blasphemed the eloquence of the Holy One of Israel. For this reason, the fury of the Lord has been enraged against his people, and he has extended his hand over them, and he has struck them. And the mountains were disturbed, and their carcasses became like dung in the midst of the streets. After all this, his fury was not turned away, instead, his hand was still extended. And he will lift up a sign to nations far away, and he will whistle to them from the ends of the earth. And behold, they will rush forward speedily. There is no one weak or struggling among them. They will not become drowsy, and they will not sleep. Neither will the belt around their waist be loosened, nor the laces of their boots be broken. Their arrows are sharp, and all their bows are taut. The hoofs of their horses are like flint, and their wheels are like the force of a tempest. Their roaring is like the lion, they will roar like young lions. They will both roar and seize their prey. And they will wrap themselves around it, and there will be no one who can rescue it. And in that day, they will make a noise over it, like the sound of the sea. We will gaze out toward the land, and behold, the darkness of the tribulation, and even the light has been darkened by its gloom. In the year in which King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord sitting on a throne, sublime and exalted, and the things that were under him filled the temple. The seraphims were standing above the throne. One had 6 wings, and the other had 6 wings. With 2 they were covering his face, and with 2 they were covering his feet, and with 2 they were flying. And they were crying out to one another, and saying, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God of hosts. All the earth is filled with his glory. And the lintels above the hinges were shaken at the voice of the one crying out. And the house was filled with smoke. And I said, Woe to me! For I have remained silent. For I am a man of unclean lips, and I live in the midst of a people having unclean lips, and I have seen with my eyes the King, the Lord of hosts. And one of the seraphims flew to me, and in his hand was a burning coal, which he had taken with tongs from the altar. And he touched my mouth, and he said, Behold, this has touched your lips, and so your iniquities will be taken away, and your sin will be cleansed. And I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send, and who will go for us? And I said, Here I am. Send me. And he said, Go forth. And you shall say to this people, When you listen, you will hear and not understand. And when you see a vision, you will not comprehend. Blind the heart of this people. Make their ears heavy and close their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and be converted, and then I would heal them. And I said, For how long, O Lord? And he said, Until the cities are desolate, without an inhabitant, and the houses are without a man, and the land will be left behind, deserted. For the Lord will take the men far away, and she who will have been left behind will be multiplied in the midst of the earth. But still, there will be a tithing within her, and she will be converted, and she will be put on display, like a terebinth tree and like an oak which extends its branches. And what will remain standing within her will be a holy offspring. Tobit 5:6. Then Tobias responded to his father, and he said, I will do everything just as you have instructed me, father. But I do not know how to obtain this money. He does not know me, and I do not know him. What proof shall I give to him? And I do not know any part of the way which leads to that place. Then his father answered him, and he said, Indeed, I have a written agreement about that in my possession, which, when you show it to him, he will immediately repay it. But go out now, and inquire after some faithful man, who would go with you to keep you safe in return for his wages, so that you may receive it while I am still alive. Then Tobias, departing, found a splendid young man, standing girded and seemingly ready for travel. And not knowing that he was an angel of God, he greeted him, and he said, Where are you from, good young man? And so he answered, From the sons of Israel. And Tobias said to him, Do you know the way that leads to the region of the Medes? And he answered, I know it. And I have frequently walked through all its paths, and I stayed with Gabael, our brother, who lives in Rages, a city of the Medes, which is situated at the mount of Ecbatana. Tobias said to him, I implore you, wait here for me, until I tell these same things to my father. Then Tobias, entering, revealed all these things to his father. Upon which, his father, in admiration, asked that he would enter to him. And so, entering, he greeted him, and he said, May gladness be always with you. And Tobit said, What kind of gladness will be for me, since I sit in darkness, and do not see the light of heaven? And the young man said to him, Be steadfast in soul. Your cure from God is near. And so Tobit said to him, Are you able to lead my son to Gabael in Rages, a city of the Medes? And when you return, I will pay ye your wages. And the angel said to him, I will lead him, and I will bring him back to you. And Tobit responded to him, I ask you to tell me, which family or which tribe are you from? And Raphael the angel said, Do you seek the family of the one you hire, or else the hired hand himself, to go with your son? But lest perhaps I cause you to worry, I am Azariah, the son of Hananiah the Great. And Tobit responded, You are from a great family. But I ask you, do not be angry that I wanted to know your family. But the angel said to him, I will lead your son safely, and I will bring him back safely to you. And so Tobit, answering, said, May you walk well, and may God be with you on your journey, and may his angel accompany you. Then, when all things were ready which were to be carried on their journey, Tobias said farewell to his father, and to his mother, and the two of them walked together. And when they had set out, his mother began to weep, and to say, You have taken the staff of our old age, and you have sent him away from us. I wish that the money, for which you sent him, had never been. For our poverty has been sufficient for us, so that we might count it as riches that we saw our son. And Tobit said to her, Do not weep. Our son will arrive safely, and he will return safely to us, and your eyes shall see him. For I believe that the good angel of God accompanies him, and that he orders all things well which occur around him, such that he will be returned to us with gladness. At these words, his mother ceased weeping, and she was silent. And so Tobias continued on, and the dog was following him, and he stayed at the first stopping point, near the river Tigris. And he went out to wash his feet, and behold, an immense fish came out to devour him. And Tobias, being frightened of it, cried out with a loud voice, saying, Sir, it is attacking me. And the angel said to him, Catch it by the gills, and draw it to you. And when he had done so, he pulled it onto dry land, and it began to thrash before his feet. Then the angel said to him, Disembowel this fish, and put aside his heart, and his gall, and his liver for yourself. For these things are necessary as useful medicines. And when he had done so, he roasted its flesh, and they took it with them on the way. The rest they salted, so that it might be sufficient for them, until they would arrive at Rages, a city of the Medes. Then Tobias questioned the angel, and he said to him, I implore you, brother Azariah, to tell me what remedies these things hold, which you have told me to retain from the fish? And the angel, answering, said to him, If you put a little piece of its heart on burning coals, its smoke will drive away all kind of demons, whether from a man or from a woman, so that they will no longer approach them. And the gall is useful for anointing the eyes, in which there may be a white speck, and they will be cured. And Tobias said to him, Where do you prefer that we stay? And the angel, responding, said, Here is one named Raguel, a man closely related to you from your tribe, and he has a daughter named Sarah, but he has no other male or female, except her. All his livelihood is dependent upon you, and you ought to take her to yourself in marriage. Therefore, ask for her from her father, and he will give her to you as wife. Then Tobias responded, and he said, I hear that she has been given to 7 husbands, and they passed away. But I have even heard this, that a demon killed them. Therefore, I am afraid, lest this may happen to me also. And since I am the only child of my parents, I might send their old age with sorrow to the grave. Then the angel Raphael said to him, Listen to me, and I will reveal to you who they are, over whom the demon can prevail. For example, those who receive marriage in such manner as to exclude God from themselves and from their mind, and in such a manner as to empty themselves to their lust, like the horse and mule, which have no understanding, over them the demon has power. But you, when you will have accepted her, enter the bedroom and for 3 days keep yourself continent from her, and empty yourself to nothing other than prayers with her. Moreover, on that night, burn the liver of the fish like incense, and the demon will be put to flight. In truth, on the 2nd night, you will become ready to receive a physical union like that of the holy patriarchs. And then, on the 3rd night, you will obtain a blessing, so that healthy children may be procreated from you both. And so, the 3rd night having been accomplished, you will receive the virgin with the fear of the Lord, led more by love of children than by physical desire, so that, as the offspring of Abraham, you will then obtain a blessing in children. Proverbs 10 verses 1 through 4. A wise son gladdens the father. Yet truly, a foolish son is the grief of his mother. Treasures of impiety will profit nothing. Truly, justice shall liberate from death. The Lord will not afflict with famine the soul of the just, and he will overthrow the treacheries of the impious. The neglectful hand has wrought destitution, but the hand of the steadfast prepares riches. He who advances by lies, this one feeds on the wind. For he is the same as one who runs after flying birds.